Today on Crave, we are excited to welcome Gaia Mencagli, a talented actress bringing her one-woman show, Stories of Eggs and Flour, to California for Italian Cuisine Week. Gaia performance takes us on the journey through time, transforming everyday moment into powerful stories. Catch your show in San Francisco, November 11, 14, and 17. Don't miss it. Ciao Gaia, welcome to Crave. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. And I'm here in studio with Alex.
Hi.
So,
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
yeah. Gaia, Stories of Eggs and Flour is such a unique title. Could you tell us what inspired this story and how it connected with Italian cuisine culture?
Of course. So, Stories of Eggs and Flour, of course, the inspiration is egg noodles, egg pasta, because it was the main course that my grandmother used to make. So, the story of the eggs and flour are the stories of my grandmother, and the way I remember her in the 14 years that I met her, which were the last 14 years of her life. It was in her kitchen, and she used to live in the apartment below where I grew up. And one of her favorite things to do was to prepare gnocchi, ravioli, fettuccine, like all of the above, like a very stereotypical grandmother. And we would be delighted with those meals. But I knew that her life was much more than those years, her final years, and so I wanted to go back in time and to tell a story that it's simple, like eggs and flour, but also can take so many different shapes and forms.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see the show. We might come over to see you.
Yeah, I would love that.
So, Nonna Rosa, take us back to the key moments, like a World War II. How does it feel to play such a deep character, and how do you prepare for each change?
Yeah, so it's pretty wild to try to embody my grandmother. And it's also fantastic because I feel I get to know her much more than what I did when she was alive. And I have used different methods like music, for example, like I have chose around 5 key moments, which are those moments that I find describe very well a specific point in her life. And I have helped myself with music to try to go into that situation, into that time. And then I try to connect with those actions she did. So like the action of making pasta, or the action of dancing, or the action of folding sheets. So trying to embody those movements that I know she did. And then also it has been funny to, like you mentioned World War II, she was 30 years old when that happened, which is about
Wow.
my age, but she was hiding in a church under a bombing with a child in her arms, right? So
Wow.
very different life perspective. So I can only try to imagine, and then I feel that she guides me too. Like, it's like before every show, I have always a little conversation with her before
Aw,
stepping into character. So, yeah, I hope something bigger than me gets involved in it.
I love
That's
that. That's
beautiful. I love
beautiful.
it.
You got to connect with her. She's still watching you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I really feel so sometimes. Yeah.
You've performed in Italy, Denmark, and now in the US. So, how have your experiences in these different cultures influenced the way you tell the story when you're on stage?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think my first response is that I do a mix of storytelling. I mix up different styles. because I actually studied theater in Humboldt County, Northern California, and then in Denmark, and then now I live in Italy. And um, I think I have an innate desire to mix different styles that allow different kind of people to connect with my storytelling. So I normally don't stick just to dramatic or comedic or physical. I kind of blend interaction with the audience, and then it gets dramatic, and then all of a sudden it's surrealistic, and I think I kind of put together what I have learned from different places, and I've realized now I have done 3 solo shows and many collaborations, but in the solo shows I see my style, and at first I was kind of like, what is this? And then now I'm like, oh, I guess this is my style. So I really feel the influence of all the places I have been in the kind of vocabulary I use. Yeah.
I love it. Such a beautiful, beautiful things you're doing actually for also the Italian community. Your work connects culture and open dialogue with the community. How does this impact your show?
Well, I think I always try to talk about something that I feel there is a need for, and I believe that if have this strong need, then somebody else in the community has it too. So I kind of voice something that I feel is lacking, firstly in my life, and then I find that resonance in the greater community. For example, with stories of eggs and flour, I really believe in traditions, which family tradition, like pasta making is a tradition of my family, but also of Italy. But it's the act of doing it by hands without any machine. It's kind of like analogical way of doing things. I feel is something we need in our time, and I find that then the community that sees the shows comes and tells me about their traditions, and it opens up that space for family and tradition. And I have done, for example, a show about the menstrual cycle where I collected stories about it from women from all over the world. And that was an action of community. And then after I have done this show, I have had so many men and women coming to me, telling me their experiences of their first period or of their
Wow.
girlfriend, whatever. And so I feel connected in the community in the way that it happens that I touch some thematics, then the audience feel compelled to come and talk to me about their life, and it kind of creates like a platform that maybe was missing or something.
So
Yeah, I
interesting.
know.
Yeah.
Have you had like a favorite show where something like that has happened after, or like an experience where that's really stood out to you?
A funny one. I was also in the U.S. last year with Stories of Eggs and Flour, and there was this guy who came and had to share his tiramisu recipe with me, and he just had to like tell me
Typical.
how he does his
I love
tiramisu,
it.
and he found me on Facebook and sent it out, and he was like, "Send me your recipe," and then in Italy, I've done the show in my grandmother's town, like where I grew up too, and there were all the people of the community who knew her, and that was very very touching because people would resonate with the stories, and they were like thanking me for bringing memory back to life because they had
Right.
shared memories with her, and so me talking about it or making space for it um, had it gave them an opportunity to relive what their past. So yeah, two very different
Yeah.
examples, but just to give an idea of the range of
No, that's
That's
amazing
amazing.
though.
I know it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
could you give our listener a little taste of Story of Eggs and Flour, and we will love to hear a short monologue.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be from when she is young and hopeful and in love, and it's gonna be very short, but yeah. He should be here any minute. He promised me he would take me on a bike ride. Oh, I really think he's the right man for me. For every question, he has an answer. And he also loves reading. Anche la Divina Commedia. He told me that if I move back to Roma, then he could become a carabinieri again and follow me. Oh, I can already see him in that uniform with those blue eyes. Maybe we will get engaged. And maybe I can bring my little sisters with me. And maybe La Signora Vivaldi would be much nicer and she's gonna let me do only the cooking and not all of the rest. Now I have to go back to my pasta. I have to find out, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? So if I find out how he likes his fettuccine, if it is with meat sauce or tomato sauce or pesto or pumpkin or mushrooms, or then if I find out, then maybe we could. Oh, I wish.
Wow.
I can't wait to see you.
I know, me too. I'm
Right?
like, keep
So
going.
let me remind the dates, November 11, right? November 14 and 17 in San Francisco. Don't miss, Gaia. I love it.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. No, we're going. We have
We are
to.
gonna go. The
Yes,
last
of course.
question. Gaia, beautiful by the way, what you just did. Beside acting, what's a passion that truly drives you?
I am a nature lover, so I like winter bathing, walking in the woods, hiking, whatever is being outside, picking olives, whatever is outside in the sunshine or rain or weather. Yeah, that just makes me feel alive and roots me throughout the chaos of touring and everything else.
That's beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And I can't wait to see you in San Francisco. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
Thank you so much for
Gaia.
thank you.
having me, and I'm so excited. And yeah, hope to see you there
Yes.
in California.
Yes. See
Yeah.
you soon
We
in
can't wait.
California.
We can't
We
wait.
can wait. Yeah. See you soon, Gaia. Ciao, grazie.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao. Grazie.